Or yeah, another one that I get asked all the time. Why are you using the subjunctive here? That's everyone's favorite in Spanish. Why are you using the subjunctive? I'm like, because it sounds right. That's it. Yeah, like I think you talked about some of the conjugations in Spanish. Like, well, first of all, sometimes people ask me about that. Not my students, because they already know I'm not into that. But people, in language meeting that I go to, sometimes they ask me about verb tenses that I don't even know myself. I mean, I don't know which one is which one. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The pretérito, whatever. And I'm like, which one is that? That's the first thing. But the second thing, and the main point is, because even as we as native speakers, we get grammar classes in school, we think that's what's helping us. Because again, you can measure it, right? But actually what's helping you is all those books you were reading as a kid.
Yeah.
Your mom telling stories to you. You talking to other people and listening to those specific structures without even realizing you're listening to them. But again, because you can't really measure it, you can't really point at a specific point in time in which you acquire that structure, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
I know, and I think that's really fascinating too, because it's like, we want to think, like when we make that equation between like, okay, we're learning grammar in school, right? And that's helping me to get better, right? Mm-hmm. In theory, right? I would argue not always, right? But because I know so many English teachers who are like, I just need to teach them more grammar and they'll get it, like they'll be better writers. I'm like, no, they just need to read more, so anyway, but yeah, because we think we can measure it and that's where our value system is currently, right? We want to continue in that vein, but in reality, like if we really think about it, we don't actually start teaching elementary kids grammar until they've had like years and years and years and years and thousands upon thousands of hours of input, right? Like and then they know what sounds right and what sounds wrong intuitively, right? Like they get it. But it's like you can't, I feel like I always have to remind people that like we don't actually start teaching grammar at least in the US, like until kids are like 8 or 9, like they might introduce it a little bit in kindergarten here and there, but like they don't, they even in kindergarten they've had thousands upon thousands of hours of input. So it's like we can't discount that, that's huge. It's
that's the first thing, that they've already acquired the language, all of them. So that's the most important thing. But even then, actually, I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't remember one thing from my grammar classes in Spanish, my native language. One thing, and that's how to, I don't know what you call that. In Spanish, some words have those marks on top of vowels.
Yeah.
They call them acentos in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
Or tildes, both.
Yeah.
So I don't remember specific rules for that from my language classes in my native language. Only that. That's the only thing. And that only works for you. First of all, when you're writing, obviously you don't say that when you're speaking.
Yeah, totally.
And because I have time to think about it, right?
Yeah.
So, right, because the stress in these words, in this syllable, so I need to write that. That's the only thing I remember from grammar classes in my own native language. That's it.
Yeah.
And as you can imagine, that hasn't helped me in any way when it comes to communicating, even to 99% of writing, right?
Yeah.
Even if I forget that, I forget to write that, everyone's going to understand what I'm saying. It's just not going to be perfectly correct. So and you know, if I were to write a book, I can even have a proofwriter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or even just the like automatic corrector or what it is.
Yep. I know. And it's funny. Yeah, that's funny that you brought that up, because my entire time in school studying Spanish, you know, from I'd say like 6th grade through all the way through college, no one told me. They had all these rules about when you put the accent where and after what vowel and what consonant, right? And yeah, like they make sense for the most part, but there's always exceptions to the rules, right? And I was so focused on like trying to memorize the rules, but like literally just a few years ago, I was like, oh, you can like hear where it goes. Like when I speak Spanish, I can like hear that I'm saying música, you know, as opposed to like música, it's música, you know, like, and I try to stress that with my students, like you can hear it, like just start listening. And like I did that one day, like just for fun, like they were asking about accents, and I was showing them, like, I'm like, I bet you can hear when, like, I'm going to say the word and you tell me what letter to put it on. And they did, and they got it. And then we moved on, you know, like, and I didn't ever talk about it the rest of the year because, you know, I don't want to. And I just wanted to prove to them that like, it's in you. You can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, first of all, it's not that important, like I said, but then, yeah, by reading, you actually develop some patterns. I mean, your brain does without you even realizing. So you can start noticing them. I don't know, like corazón, canción,
yep,
etc. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's just, I think one day I'm just gonna make a list of all the grammar, verb tenses, or grammar book things that native speakers have no idea about in all the languages. Because, I mean, like I said, in my case, people ask me about pretérito, whatever, like verb tenses, and I don't even know which one it is. I've asked like English-speaking friends about what's the name? Phrasal verbs. Do you know what it is?
No.
And you're a teacher, so that's even better.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's even better. That's perfect for my example. Like every single time, I ask my English-speaking friends if they know what a phrasal verb is. I'm gonna tell you in a moment.
Yeah. I'm like, what is it?
And you're a teacher, so I mean, you're a Spanish teacher, right? But so it proves my point even further, right? So, I mean, if you're interested, a phrasal verb is those verbs with a preposition like go on, tie up, you know.
Okay. Oh, wow. So they're called phrasal. I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah. So they pound it in your head when you're a student. Like like, you know, go on, go about, you know, all those.
That's so interesting.
People listening to this episode who are not native speakers know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Then another one with Polish. Polish has cases or declensions, they call.
Yeah.
So you change the ending of certain words depending on the function, the sentence. So I remember I used to ask my Polish friends, but why do you change the ending in this specific sentence? And they're like, because it sounds right. And again, or another one that I get asked all the time, why are you using the subjunctive here? That's everyone's favorite in Spanish. Why are you using the subjunctive? And like, because it sounds right. That's it. And if I stop to think about it, I can come up with a weird rule of my own that I'm just making up on the fly after for half an hour. That's all I can do.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know it's interesting because like sometimes students randomly will ask me questions like that, like, why is it like this? And like, sometimes I can come up with something and sometimes I'm like, I don't know, it just sounds right, you know, like.
So
I know.
I'll keep asking my international friends about their language if they know what this is.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
phrasal verb example was perfect.
Yep. That is perfect.
I
You
knew it was gonna work.
I know, right? There's so many things in every language that we just like, we don't know, the technical terms for, and it's not even necessary. It's like, it's not making me a better communicator, if I don't know phrasal verbs, right? Like,
I think you're doing okay with English, right?
but yeah, but like, I didn't know phrasal verbs, the term, and I'm fine,
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to watch the entire interview with Kristen, in which we talked about different things related to language acquisition, just like how to know that you're learning the language the right way and the process working, or different tips, ideas for language acquisition, for language teaching as well. So yeah, you can check it out right here. All right. And right here, just smash this guy in the face and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a good day.